Earth's fragile peace is a lie. The universe is a slaughterhouse. Imagine skies bleeding shattered diamonds that slice through everything, or doomed planets sitting quietly under the shadow of a supermassive black hole, watching light get swallowed whole. If you dare to explore this abyss, hit subscribe. Our safe little Earth is a freak anomaly. The 15 worlds you're about to see are ruthless machines, built to crush the laws of physics. But before we reach the edge of absolute destruction, let's start with something familiar, a rocky planet, where the line between heaven and a mass graveyard is just a breeze. Imagine standing on TOI 715b, a super-Earth perfectly placed in its star's habitable zone. It is 1.5 times wider than our planet, shielded by a thick atmosphere. A perfect cosmic sanctuary, right? Wrong. Gravity here makes you a prisoner in your own body. You would weigh nearly 600 pounds. Every single step feels like carrying 4 grown adults on your back. Your heart must pump twice as hard, beating to the point of exhaustion just to force blood up to your brain. This colossal gravity doesn't just crush biological life, it permanently locks the planet's tectonic plates. The carbon cycle dies. This potential paradise becomes a choking, stagnant greenhouse where life can never spark. If gravity doesn't crush you, the heat will. Hurl a rocky world near its sun, and you get K2 141b. The crust cracks and continents sink into a boiling 4,500 Fahrenheit magma ocean. Mountains turn to mush and literally evaporate into the sky. This fuels a death cycle. The atmosphere is made entirely of vaporized rock. Glowing stone clouds drift to the night side, cool down, and unleash storms of solid boulder rain. In the absolute dark, you would hear their terrifying hiss before they strike, like thousands of fireworks slamming into the ground. Supersonic winds whip these rocks at 3,100 miles per hour, shredding anything in their path. But the universe gets even more violent. Imagine the cosmic cannonball tearing away a planet's entire crust, leaving behind a naked, brutally hot iron core. Welcome to K2 229b. It's Earth-sized, but almost 3 times heavier. A year passes in just 14 hours. On its dark side, there is no dirt, no sand, just a solid, seamless iron floor stretching to the horizon, radiating a ghostly heat from the core below. Then there is the ultimate death machine, Gliese 367b. It whips around its star in 7.7 hours. Its orbit is so painfully tight that the star's gravity is slowly ripping its solid iron core apart from the inside out. While rocky worlds get shredded from the inside, gas giants play a much deadlier game. Across the entire solar system, meet the hot Jupiters. Physics dictates these massive gas worlds cannot form this close to a star, yet here they are, whipping around their suns in mere days, baking at over 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit. On HD 189733b, winds blow faster than fighter jets, unleashing relentless sideways storms of molten glass. On WASP 76b, it rains liquid iron. Their history is pure violence. Born in the freezing outer edges, they were dragged inward by gravity. They became colossal cosmic wrecking balls, swallowing rocky planets whole or violently flinging them into deep space. Earth survived only because our Jupiter mercifully stopped its inward march. But stars are unforgiving, and they fight back. If a hot Jupiter wanders too close, billions of years of stellar radiation will blast away its massive atmosphere, stripping it down to the bone. What remains is a Chthonian planet, the boiled, mummified corpse of a former king. Take TOI 849b. It is a naked, absurdly heavy core. Its surface is a graveyard of impossible geology, crushed metals and exotic, super-pressurized alien ice, forever baking under the blinding light of its killer.
Forget being burned alive. Let's talk about being crushed.
Imagine an ocean world where rock and soil are completely replaced by endless water. There is no land, there is no bottom. Sunlight vanishes entirely within just a few hundred feet. You would free fall for days through a thick, pitch-black abyss. Eventually, the pressure would equal the weight of dozens of Burj Khalifas crushing down on your chest. At these extreme depths, this nightmarish weight forces liquid water into a bizarre, impossible state known as Ice 7. It is a block of ice as solid as a boulder, yet its temperature is hot enough to boil you alive. Trapped between this suffocating dark ocean and a scorching ice floor, alien microbial ecosystems could be thriving, permanently isolated from the rest of the universe. Now, what happens if you rewrite the cosmic recipe and swap oxygen for carbon? You get a carbon planet, a pure chemical nightmare. The ground beneath your feet becomes black as coal and jagged as broken glass. The sky is completely choked by a thick, blazing orange methane fog. Water does not exist here. Instead, the sky bleeds heavy black grease, forming sluggish rivers of sticky tar. But beneath this horrifying hellscape lies a cosmic treasury. The immense pressure forces the deep crust into solid, flawless diamond. The vampire planet, 55 Cancri E, is the ultimate example. It is a super-Earth hiding a colossal diamond core beneath a violent shell of lava. It is a world worth countless trillions of dollars, yet forever untouchable by human hands. This crushing pressure creates chemical miracles elsewhere too. On mini-Neptunes, intense atmospheric weight shred methane molecules apart, forging car-sized diamonds that constantly sink into the planet's core like a relentless underground meteor shower. But not all mini-Neptunes are dead zones. Enter Hycean worlds, like K218b. These unique planets feature a thick hydrogen atmosphere violently pressing down on a global boiling ocean. Recently, the James Webb Space Telescope detected faint whispers of dimethyl sulfide in its skies. On Earth, this specific chemical is produced by one thing only: living marine phytoplankton. Even buried under a suffocating massive atmosphere, fragile life might just be quietly blooming in the dark. If the crushing dark of an alien ocean sounds bad, try being physically torn apart by a planet's bipolar climate. Most worlds spin, but sometimes a star's gravity grips a planet so tightly it permanently locks one face toward the sun. Welcome to the eerie reality of an eyeball planet. The day side is a continuously baked, sterilized desert where oceans instantly vaporize. The night side is a frozen graveyard, buried under miles of solid ice in absolute, unending darkness. Your only hope is the Terminator line, a razor-thin twilight strip wedged between fire and ice. Stand here, and half your body scorches while the other freezes. Sunset is eternal, but this boundary is no sanctuary. The extreme temperature clash breeds unending, colossal hurricanes that violently shred across the border. Living here means standing in the universe's most brutal wind tunnel. While an eyeball planet is trapped by one star, a circumbinary planet is violently torn between two. Its orbit is a warped, chaotic mess with no fixed seasons. On a world like Kepler-16b, you will witness double sunsets. Even more unnerving, your body casts two distinct shadows on the ground, each fading and shifting at a different speed, warping your grip on reality. This chaotic cosmic dance is a suspended death sentence. The erratic gravity acts like a massive, overstretched slingshot. At any moment, this world could be physically torn to pieces or violently ejected from the star system entirely, doomed to sink into the infinite dark. Being violently ejected into the infinite dark brings us to our next nightmare. Imagine being ripped from your sun and cast into the void. You become a rogue planet, an invisible ghost. There is no orbit, no dawn, and no warmth, just absolute darkness hovering near absolute zero. These worlds do not emit or reflect light. They are the ultimate stalkers. Astronomers estimate billions of these phantoms are drifting through the Milky Way right now, vastly outnumbering the stars. One could be silently gliding just outside our solar system, and we would never see it coming. We only catch them through a trick of physics called microlensing. As a ghost planet passes in front of a distant star, its gravity briefly bends and magnifies the starlight, exposing its hidden presence in the blackness. Yet, paradoxically, beneath miles of frozen, dead crust, the decaying radiation of their inner cores might keep hidden subglacial oceans completely liquid. They could be lonely, silent oases of alien life, drifting blindly through the eternal night. But deep space holds things far worse than the freezing dark. In 1992, humanity found its very first exoplanets. Ironically, they were not orbiting a living, breathing star, but the violent, screaming corpse of a dead one, a pulsar. These are zombie worlds. A massive supernova explosion should have vaporized everything, but these planets are impossibly stitched back together from the radioactive ash and shattered bones of destroyed solar systems. If you stood on the surface of worlds ominously named Poltergeist or Draug, there is no comforting sun. Instead, a crushed stellar core spins thousands of times a minute above you, firing colossal beams of deadly radiation. The sky flashes relentlessly like a hellish strobe light, and every single time that blinding flash sweeps over your body, it instantly shreds your very DNA.
Forget living or dead stars. We must now cross the absolute limit of existence. Imagine a world orbiting the most destructive entity in the cosmos, a supermassive black hole. Astronomers call them planets. A black hole does not just consume. The colossal accretion disks swirling around its mouth holds enough gas and dust to forge thousands of planets. They orbit just far enough to avoid being sucked into the event horizon. There's no daytime here. Your only light is the blazing, screaming halo of superheated gas tearing around the abyss. Look up from the surface, and your entire sky is swallowed by a gargantuan, pitch-black void. There are no twinkling stars behind it, just a chilling, absolute absence waiting for you. Then comes the curse of time. The immense gravity violently warps the fabric of space-time. If you survived a single day on this world, the universe outside will have aged thousands of years. From safe rocks to worlds dancing on the edge of vaporization, the universe is not a peaceful garden. It is a ruthless, physics-crushing machine. Our existence on Earth is simply a rare, extremely lucky accident. What we know, just the surface. If you survived this far into the video, leave a like so the algorithm knows you're safe. Hit subscribe to journey with us into the most insane death zones of the cosmos. And if you're not quite ready to return to the safety of Earth, a list of other cosmic horrors is waiting in the description. See you in the dark.